YouTube doesn't think you deserve to know when new videos get uploaded. Show them they're not the boss of you by smashing that bell icon, so you can be notified when your favorite content creators are begging for your attention. Previously on Supergirl, Kara lost her powers, which made her miserable that she couldn't be a superhero when she spent the previous episode miserable that she couldn't have a normal life, and Cat Grant tried to one-up Maxwell Lord for bad-mouthing Supergirl when she'd previously written a scathing expose bad-mouthing Supergirl. Will these people ever decide what the hell they want and stick with it? Let's find out. The episode picks up right where the last one left off, with Kara captured by Aunt Astra. Astra's still sporting that kryptonite knife she took from Henshaw in episode 2, but her and her people are now wearing special suits that protect them from the effects, which she wastes no time in pointing out. I'm sure that won't come back to bite her in the ass later. Then, rather than just stab Supergirl with the knife and be done with it, Astra tries to reach out to her because she needs her for something.
I need for you to be a hero, Kara.
You know, I think I finally understand why Kara wanted to be a superhero so badly in the first place. It wasn't because she was bored and unsatisfied with her normal life, it's because her being a hero is all anyone on this show seems to talk about. She doesn't need powers to be a hero, she has the heart of a hero, and on it goes. No wonder she can't think of anything else to do with herself. Hell, she gets so much of this crap spoon-fed to her on a daily basis, I'm beginning to question why she even bothers with a civilian identity. But she has no choice in this case when Alex and Henshaw send her home to recover from her kryptonite exposure. Not sure why she needs to do that when she literally does fight training while exposed to kryptonite, but I guess that was the only way the writers could think to show Alex and Henshaw on the same page. Oh yeah, Alex found out Henshaw's an alien last week. And just like that, she now believes that he had nothing to do with what happened to her father and is totally trustworthy. Why? I mean, just because he's an alien doesn't mean he wasn't involved somehow. It doesn't mean he isn't up to something. Literally, all he did was reveal himself as an alien. It's not like he offered up any actual proof of his innocence. And I can't imagine why an alien posing as a human who is the head of a government agency tasked with hunting down and capturing aliens would have motivation to lie about something like that, would you, Alex?
He didn't have anything to do with my dad's death. How do you know? I do.
So Kara's momentarily benched and forbidden from going after the evil alien criminal who's the identical twin of her dead mother. Fortunately, she has something far more interesting to occupy herself with. Cat Grant's email getting hacked. Someone broke into Kat's computer and made off with her personal private emails. She hasn't gotten into politics yet, so it didn't occur to her to delete that stuff. And has pulled every skeleton out of Kat's closet for all the world to see.
My real age, the fact that I have 3 personal shoppers on call at Barney's.
Damn. What's next? Her shoe size? Her Netflix password? I don't know how Kat can ever show her face in public again after this epic smear campaign.
And that I asked out Idris Elba on a date and he said no.
Yeah, sarcasm aside, this all seems pretty harmless to me. Even Kat's taking it in stride. But the lawyers and the board of directors apparently think the entire company has somehow been embarrassed by this, so much so that they recommend Kat go on sabbatical. Really? Aren't we overreacting just a tad? All the hacker revealed so far is boring personal stuff. Hardly anyone would even care about this. So unless there's an email proving that Kat killed someone or, I don't know, paid a Russian stripper to pee on her or something, then I suggest everyone just take a deep breath and...
Kat invested in Jekyll and Hyde the musical?
Well, perhaps I spoke too soon. Sabbatical, you say? Back at the Evil League of Evil's hideout, Astra's getting grilled by her lieutenant-slash-husband about not killing Supergirl when she had the chance.
She is stronger than we thought.
Yeah, that's how she escaped. Because she's so strong. Not because she fell off a roof and you just stood there like dumbasses instead of chasing after her. Hell, you just tackled her out of the sky moments before when she was at full strength. Now she's outnumbered and weakened by kryptonite, so you could easily catch and recapture her if you were so inclined, but no. You're just gonna stand there and let her get away because, f*** it, she's stronger than we thought. This is an airtight excuse.
Guess not.
While Astra's closest confidant is wondering why she didn't kill Kara when she had the chance, Alex is busy impressing upon Kara that Astra will kill her as soon as she has a chance.
She has shown that she is ready to kill you.
No, Alex, she really hasn't. Quite the opposite, actually. In fact, she appears hovering in the sky later, alone and unarmed, and seems to genuinely just want to have a conversation. Supergirl's the one who shows up pissed off and wanting to throw down in the middle of this densely populated city.
Your mother always said you had the heart of a hero.
The ensuing fight is actually really good if you disregard this one shot they blatantly ripped off from Man of Steel, because this female superhero who's so determined to be her own person and have her own identity just can't seem to stop stealing ideas from male heroes because shut up. That's for the sneak attack, and that's for my mother, and that's for stealing Rogue's hairstyle, you Yeah, get with the program, Astra. We only steal from male heroes on this show, damn it. So Kara wins the fight, and the DEO lock up Astra in a kryptonite cell. Wow, the big bad was defeated much earlier than usual. So, season over? Yeah, I should be so lucky. But there's still all this boring Catco crap to deal with. They figured out that the head of the board of directors is the guy behind the hacked emails, and they lure him out of his office so James can sneak in and plant a bug on his computer while Kara keeps watch. Now, you're probably asking yourself why Kara, the one with super speed, isn't doing this instead of James. And that is an excellent question. If only the writers had bothered to ask it at any point. So since the non-super speed having James can't get out of the office fast enough, he gets caught and has to improvise.
I wouldn't say that it's Catco's worst day. I'd say it's Cat Grant's.
Aren't we exaggerating a little bit? I mean, sure, Kat's got some egg on her face here, but there's still nothing in those leaked emails that she can't dismiss or laugh off or...
And she used the corporate jet
Which is hers.
to fly to Burning Man last year.
Gross, I know what happens there.
Dear Lord. No wonder they defeated Astra so early. She was just a red herring. Cat Grant was the true villain the whole time! Wait, what's this? Astra's still in play? Ah, right, forget that other stuff. For now. Astra appeals to Kara by showing her this communicator thing they used to keep in touch with back on Krypton. The DEO didn't take that from her when they locked her up on the grounds that that would have been the sane thing to do. And this triggers some flashbacks that cast Astra less as a straight-up villain and more of a hardline ecological activist who doesn't mind cracking a few skulls. Still a dangerous extremist, but credit where it's due, she was right about Krypton being on borrowed time. But since Jor-El wasn't around to back up her claim for some reason, Kara's mom had her arrested and thrown in Crypto Guantanamo. This, unfortunately, doesn't quite track with the story she told her daughter, but Kara's a trooper, so she takes it well. Up to a point, anyway. But no time to dwell on this. We need to check back in with Kat. It seems her B-plot is in danger of becoming somewhat less boring as those leaks have information that could reveal lots of scandalous details about her sex life.
If I wanted to have sex with a beach boy, I'd still be sleeping with John Stamos. Do you really think that I need to pay for it?
Uncle Jesse, you dog. I kid, of course, though that would have been far more interesting than what we got. The information is actually about an illegitimate son no one knew she had, and rather than let the media drag him through the mud for existing, I guess, Kat is prepared to step down and resign until James, Wynn, and Lucy rush in with evidence Wynn found in the hacker's emails, which proves him to be the mastermind behind this diabolical minor inconvenience. He thinks he can weasel his way out of this since they had to hack his email to find this evidence, but since his computer and thus his emails are Catco property, he's pretty screwed. Now, if this is the case, it naturally makes me wonder why they couldn't just march into his office and take his computer rather than sneaking in and hacking it, and true to form, the episode doesn't bother to offer up an explanation for that either. Nice one, show. Your attention to detail is impeccable as always. But it does at least put Kat in a good mood for a change. She may have started this episode with a case of the Mondays, but not only has she been spared the PR nightmare of the media finding out that she has 2 kids instead of 1, I'm sure that would have been bad somehow, she's also figured out who Supergirl is. And the funny thing about this is it really wasn't that hard. All Kat had to do was look at all the clues right in front of her face and put 2 and 2 together. I'm actually going to credit the episode for this twist because, quite frankly, Kara's half-assed attempts to keep her identity secret have been such a disaster it would have been ridiculous if Kat hadn't figured it out by now. The ramifications of this will have to wait, however. It turns out Astra allowed Supergirl to defeat her and lock her up in order to distract the DEO from her people staging an attack on Lord Technologies, and this twist is 100% grade A bullshit. 1, there's no reason the DEO having Astra locked up would stop them from watching out for other hostile aliens, that is their job after all. And 2, distraction my ass. If anything, their reaction time is faster than ever. Impossibly fast, in fact. Alex is clearly at DEO headquarters when she calls to tell Kara about the attack, and literally seconds later, Alex, Henshaw, and a squad of field agents are charging into Lord's building. They got there several minutes ahead of Supergirl, who, may I remind you, has super speed. So either the DEO has teleporting technology now, or Supergirl decided to take a leisurely bathroom break before she came to help them. Or maybe it's both. Either way, this is really, really dumb, and they're not getting a pass on it.
How come you suck?
The DEO put up a fight for a bit, but they're pretty heavily outgunned until Supergirl shows up to throw down with Astra's husband, to be continued. Gotta be honest, Hostile Takeover was not terrible. And I don't know about you guys, but I have suddenly lost my sense of identity. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there aren't bad things about this installment. The execution of that plot twist at the end was flimsy as hell, and the hacked email storyline felt so much like filler that it probably belonged in a different episode. But it did give us a look at the more human side of Cat Grant, which is always a welcome change, and they were actually able to get through it without any radical character shifts like we saw last time. Also, after several prior appearances that never failed to put me to sleep, the show finally managed to interest me in what Astra was doing by making her somewhat sympathetic. And by no coincidence, this was also the first time the actress playing her managed to bring some genuine emotion, or any emotion, to her performance. Sure, the AI was as wooden as ever, but that actually worked in the episode's favor because for the first time, her being completely lifeless and unemotional was portrayed as a source of frustration for Kara, and yeah, I can relate. Ironically, I'd say that was the best scene of the show so far because they presented it that way. I'm still seeing an annoying trend of the show lifting ideas from other superhero media instead of trying to be its own thing. Attention to detail is almost non-existent, and the writing still feels like it's being dumbed down for an audience the producers don't seem to think is all that sophisticated. But this was the first episode that gave me the impression that the show was going in the right direction. It's still got a lot of work to do, but compared to what's come before, this was a pretty big step up. So what did you guys think about this video? Let me know down below. And while you're at it, don't forget to give the YouTube algorithm the one-finger salute by liking, sharing, subscribing, smashing that bell icon for notifications, and making sure you always know whenever I upload a new video by following me on social media using the link in the description box, because while the bell icon might be unreliable, my Twitter most certainly is not. I talk movies, TV, comics, trailers, and more, so if you like what you see here, stay tuned, and I'll be back real soon with the next one. Until then, over. Out.
That she sent in an audition tape to be on Undercover Boss.
Years ago, and only because Anderson Cooper dared me to.
What I would give to know how that conversation went.
And I dare you, I double dare you, motherfuckers!